people here. Okay. Okay. Hello. Um, well, these have been very interesting and disturbing times for me recently. Um, and well, today I'm going to talk a little about how we got here and what's going on and why this is all happening and why it's so weird and the future and the past and all of that meeting together in something I call the knot, which is the middle of the timeline on Earth. As crazy as that sounds. But first, I'm going to get into my situation. But to have a better understanding of my work and what I've done, um, please go to my website, theorionlines.com, where all of the evidence is there, especially in my free book. It's free for download for anyone, because I feel that the truth should be free. And unfortunately, revealing the truth has gotten us into a lot of trouble. And unfortunately, when this started and I was activated and I was sitting meditation at my Zendo, the Wild Horse Zendo in Bangor, Maine, teaching how to be still and breathe and just breathe. Nothing, just. And align and connect to the earth and the ether, through stillness of body and mind. And while I was teaching, I did it for about a year, and I maybe had like 20 people show up to sit meditation. I was doing it every Sunday morning and Wednesday morning. Um, no one really showed up. And through that, I realized that there was something wrong. Well, I always knew there was something wrong, even before the whole Zen trip and the Kensho and the Satori and my father's guidance with compassion and true heartedness and being compassionate to others and following the golden rule, which was ingrained in me my whole life. Um, and I spent many years sitting in monasteries trying to be as still as possible and breathe and let go and be good, to be good. And um, it it's like the spirit needed me to be in this small place in order for me to fulfill the function um, of the role that I have here, which was to open the door and the door to the truth. And while I was sitting one day, June 11th, 2017, I felt a touch under my chin, and it raised up my chin, and when I looked down, I could see a translucent, what appeared to be an alien gray, but it was see-through, it was translucent. I can kind of make out the eyes more so than the body, which was more translucent. It was a very strange experience. But when I looked down at it into its eyes, I saw another one step over from the right side of it, so on my left, and it had like a rod with like a quarter collar on it, on the end of it, like a dog collar, but it was only a quarter of it at the end of the rod. And I saw it, and it appeared like there was writing in it, and it stuck it up against my neck while I was up like this, looking down, and held it there for 3 seconds, released it, and then stepped backwards and disappeared. And they were both translucent. And it's very interesting because, well, let me finish the story. So it then dropped my head, and then it stepped backwards, and then turned to its right, which was my left. And as it was walking, it disappeared. And I sat there for a moment like, what the fuck just happened? Um, they're real? And I sat there for about 5 minutes, and it was near the end of the sitting, and no one was there except for me. And so I ended early. After about 5 minutes, I thought about it, and I'm like, they're real. And I got up, and I closed everything down, and I put everything away, and went back home, and immediately started doing the research into extraterrestrials. They're real? Why have we been lied to about this? What is the truth? And my whole life, the main like focus in my life has been, is this true? From a Zen. Is this true? And 11 days after that contact, the Gaia TV released the Nazca alien mummies with x-rays, the little beings. And when I saw that, um, I knew they were real. I knew that the x-rays, you can't fake nature. You can't fake nature, and I knew they were real. These little beings with teeny tiny eggs, the size of a pen cap, very small, or a cigarette. And when they zoomed in on that egg, you can see the tiny embryo, the size of a pinhead. Incredible detail, only nature. You cannot fake nature. I knew this wasn't chicken bones, as they had been said through another extraterrestrial being, the same species, who was found dead in Russia with its leg ripped off, which is very common to find these alien beings with their legs ripped off. It's a it's because we've been in the middle of a war, and they rip them off in order for them to bleed out, and that's why they do that. There's two species that I've found that have that same characteristic of the leg being ripped off. But the one in Russia found in the snow, the same species as the Nazca alien mummies, it's kind of gray, little being, had its leg removed and it was dead in the snow. And the reports were going around going, oh, those are just chicken bones. Chicken bones. No, it's not chicken. It's not a chicken. Um, it's the same species as the Nazca alien mummies, so I knew they were real. So maybe like 2 weeks, maybe like a week or 2 weeks after the Nazca, the Gaia TV released this information, I was sitting watching The Empowered Human on Netflix, which was like some kind of ancient history thing. And I saw a painting of King Akhenaten with Queen Nefertiti sitting with these beings, the same species. And I went, oh my God, there they are. That's them. That's them. They're the same species. And I knew that this was going to be a very serious situation. I could see it all unfolding 9 years ago, almost 9 years since June of 2017, and I knew I was in trouble. I knew that this whole thing was going to unravel and turn into a big fight with the rulers of this world, the secret rulers of this world, who have been the Draco reptilians, and the ruling class, who is also, who I later found out, is also Draco. They're half Draco reptilians from when Draco and Eve had sex in the Garden of Eden, producing Cain. Okay? Half reptilian, half human hybrid. This is why they follow the bloodline. And their whole culture is based off of Satanism. That's where the whole Satanism originated from. Evil. When I opened the door, I didn't know anything about a balance. My whole life, I was taught no God, no devil, no heaven, no hell. Just do the way, just sit and breathe. Connect to the earth and the ether and the Holy Spirit, if you want to call it that. In Buddhism, we call it Dharma. And be at peace with yourself in true self nature. But I didn't know that there was this whole an actual fifth dimensional astro traveling reality, that our souls could break away from our containers and meet and have these communications and conversations with themselves. And when I found that out about a year after revealing all this shit, especially the Uncle Sam's Snuff Factory with Katie Groves and what they've been doing in Texas, and the Nazi death marches connection to the deep underground military bases in America. These things um, allowed me entry into this fifth dimensional reality, which I had no idea that actually existed, where I discovered that there was a balance at play. There was angels and demons in this fifth dimensional reality working together, cool with themselves, like accepting of, yes, there is evil, yes, there was good, this is the balance. Now, for the past 6,000 years, there's been a war between good and evil, God and the devil, if you want to, call it that. They just so happen to all be extraterrestrials, but nobody knew that because we've been living in something, an agreement made, a compromise called Night First. Um, can everybody hear me okay? So this Night First, because the Draco were so, and the Orion group were so powerful, had taken over from the Anunnaki, or God, our creators, who took us, the monkeys, and adjusted them over thousands of years. And it was very easy for them because they have time travel. So what they would do is they would adjust the monkey a little bit and then jump in their spacecraft and travel 1,000 years into the future. Get out, see where they are, adjust them a little more, and repeat the process. And so I've heard it was 67, 68 times in order to produce the human being. And based on the evidence with all of the Neanderthals, the proto humans, the prototypes before they created human beings, this is true based on the evidence. So once they had something produced, and they created a spiritual being with their own DNA, the Anunnaki, uh, to act for two purposes. One is to act as a container for the soul, which is like a fifth dimensional spirit or entity. So that's what the human container, that's why they call us containers of the soul. Um, and we are also created to mine gold for their spacecraft, which is an extremely massive golden orb, um, Dyson sphere, which is like a metal sphere around a sun. But in this case, it's around their planet, which, so we've heard, their atmosphere was destroyed or dying, and they needed the gold to surround their atmosphere. But it also acts as a spacecraft as well. It's extremely intelligent, especially while living in the dark forest. That's where we are. We live in a dark forest. And you can look it up on Google, dark forest, what that actually means. It means that we're surrounded by extremely hostile, dangerous extraterrestrial beings. This is like we are a resource. It's basically like Dune. You ever seen the movie Dune with the spice menage? The spice is here. It's the ambrosia, or the nectar of the gods, which is adrenaline meets oxygen, creating adrenochrome. The adrenochrome, whether it's through drinking the blood or having it purely taken out, is produced only through torture of the victim, um, the body secretes the adrenaline and nutrients, the enzymes, and all the good stuff, white blood cells, while the person is being tortured to death, which usually lasts 45 minutes to an hour as they collect this these nutrients. And what the adrenochrome does is actually puts you into a spiritual high that only a very few people, while sitting in deep meditation, can experience. It's Kensho. But these Satan worshippers figured out that, well, you just torture somebody, drink it. You don't have to sit for 15, 18 hours a day for a week to experience this high, this spiritual high. Instead, you could just torture somebody and drink it and get high. But this whole thing, this understanding came through the research that I've been doing for the past 9 years. And the Nazca alien mummies, I thought at first were God, which I was wrong. They're actually God's angels. And I realized that they're cherubs. Cherubs. Cupid and his arrows with the wings, the little beings with the wings, yeah. So it's still night. It's still night first. And God made an agreement with the devil saying, we will not interfere. Free will. That's what this means, free will. To allow humanity to be used as a resource unawarely to them. And Satan or Saturn or Draco, it's the same person who is alive today. They created a spiritual prison around the earth that no one knows about because everybody's distracted by materialism. I need to get this for me. Me, instead of realizing the truth that in reality, we're actually a symbiotic life form. We're all connected, interconnected to ourself, which is, I don't want to say nothing, because nothing by definition does not exist. And since nothing cannot exist, what is left is existence, which we are all not necessarily a part of, but are. We are existence. We are you in ultimate reality. Past the egocentric feeling, thought, form, volitional action, consciousness, these 5 elements that make up the ego, which are fundamentally, in reality, if you really sit down and you quiet the mind and connect the mind and body together in sync, which connects to the earth, which is alive. The entire universe is alive. It's just a different understanding as to what life truly is. This whole planet is alive. It's breathing. It's alive. And this is what most people would be told or know as the Holy Spirit, which is a life force, which is all of us. And so they were allowed to use humanity as a resource, these elites. And that's why they've had power over this whole time without anybody knowing it, keeping us working, keep working. Um, and it's very complex because they had the ability to look through time to know the timeline, the negative and the good, both of them. And the good side of the balance had to go free will. Let them do from the agreement of night first. Free will. So the good guys had to sit back and be like, all right, this is happening. I mean, yes, there are interference going on, subtle interference from the good side going, you can't do that, and blocking the negative side from doing it. But this is the symbiotic relationship. You can't destroy evil. It exists. Evil exists. Revealing it? Yep. Okay. It's real. It's here. All you can do is reconcile with it. That's why there are contracts and deals made between God and the devil. You can only reconcile with it. Okay, well, you can have them for 6,000 years, but when they wake up, then it changes hands. And that's what this whole thing is, and how the timeline was known, the 7 years of tribulations, the end times, which is really the end is the beginning, is the end. It's unfortunate for humanity because these the evil side has had most of the power over us. And this transition is going to be very difficult for us, to say the fucking least. And this is why it's been so. Don't tell anyone. Keep it all a big secret. Because it's not good. It's not good, and what did I get myself into? Unawarely, I mean, through the contact that I had, it triggered me, and I knew that these beings who came to me while I was sitting meditation were of the positive side. I know they were the good guys from the alien side, especially with the Vaga Baba, the blind mystic, who also experienced these um, translucent beings telling her information. Oh, of the future that's to come. I had I had contact with those beings. There's no doubt in my mind. Out of all the evidence I've seen, all the beings that I've gone through and typed, it's the same. It's the same group. They maintain the balance. I call them time tailors because they're tailoring the timeline. It's extremely complex and extremely frustrating, and to be in the position that I'm in, where it's like I'm basically holding a target to my head going, "Here I am," and they knew these events were going to occur thousands of years ago. The visor, the looking glass, the Orion cube, crystal balls, which are actually extraterrestrial quantum temporal time viewing devices gifted to humanity, the secret societies. And they all knew, the both sides, good and evil, both knew what was to come. That this great dragon, this was coming to reveal the truth. Enoch told the truth. And I think was sentenced to hell for telling the truth, but was brought up to heaven and became Metatron. It's the same flow. It's the same. It's the same story over and over and over again. It's a transition of night to day, and it's extremely bad for humanity. Because this evil side has had power, most power, for the past 6,000 years, and now that it's revealed, well, that's a big problem for everyone, especially them, these super rich people. Why do you think they're building these huge mansions in New Zealand with fallout shelters? They knew. They knew these times were going to come. They all knew. All the music that's ever been out there, they all knew um, that this person would come to reveal the truth and would cause great problems. And I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know. And that's what they needed. They needed somebody blind in the dark about the balance in order to open the door by design, by God's design. And I am on God's side. I am on Christ and the Holy Spirit's side. Trust me, I've been fighting the devil. And what they did was, because they're so super smart, they're like, hey, you know what? Thousands of years ago, they're like, hey, why don't we invert Lucifer to be the devil? This way, when he shows up, everyone's gonna fucking hate him. Let's make him the Antichrist. This way, they'll all hate him. So not only do the Satan worshippers secretly know the truth, hate fucking Lucifer for revealing the truth, but now you have the good side of the basic human beings who don't know what the fuck's going on, been lied to this whole time through the Bible and everywhere else, that Lucifer is the devil, that the great red dragon is the devil. So they hate Lucifer as well. So now you have both sides, good and evil, hating Lucifer, which has all been an inversion. Very clever. Very clever. And they did that thousands of years ago. How did they know these times were going to happen? How did they know? And that's what's going on. And the truth is that no, I was good. I was doing what needed to be done, righteousness. Learned from my father, who was a righteous man. And I followed his footsteps. I followed him. I learned everything from him. Little did I know that there was an actual balance here that maintained itself. And long after this happens, long after my death and the whole thing, long after me, the balance will still be there. Because evil exists. And you can't just be like, well, it's evil, let's make it not exist when it does. You can't do that. But now I know. Now I know. I mean, in 2018, when I saw the negative, the whole balance, I knew. I instantly knew. It's like, well, I'm fighting myself. And this is why, for thousands of years, they've maintained the balance. This evil side was allowed to practice in secret. This is why the satanic side have been going, "Hail Lucifer," and sacrificing children to Lucifer. Because they knew that Lucifer, in reality, would be extremely disturbed by that, which is true. They've been killing children in his name. Because they knew he was going to come and reveal the truth to the world. Yes, there will be good things that come from this, but there'll be a lot of pain and suffering. Exactly what the tribulations suggested would happen, because they knew. They had quantum temporal time viewing devices. They had that shit. And these crystal balls, they actually are used inside of their spacecraft, the UFOs, to navigate through time and space. That's how they do it, instantaneously maneuvering around. Well, it helps when you can see where you're going before you get there. That's what the crystal ball is. That's what it's for. It's a navigational tool. Now, these beings gave them these tools, and that's what the whole secret societies have been about. And no, the Freemasons are actually good. There's a lot of inversion in the Freemason thing. There's a lot of inversion for the truth, for someone to come along and go, that's inversion. They're actually telling the truth. It's a test. This whole thing is a test, a God's test. God is watching. God is watching everything. God is watching everything. God is real. God is real. And God is watching everything over all of us. And our soul is actually some type of recording device, a karmic recording device. Karma is karma and vipaka, cause and effect. So our actions, what we do in this moment, create a result. So our actions produce vipaka. Our karmic actions produce and are recorded through the soul, so that when we die, which in reality there is no death. Yup, you're gonna lose your earthly possessions, but it doesn't matter, because once you go up into the fifth density in front of Christ and the book of life, where your soul is put into the book of life so they can review your actions that you've done so that you can be judged. Where are you going? Heaven, hell, or reincarnation? That's what's been going on here. And that's why they call it a spiritual warfare, or the silent war. Because no one can say this except for me, because that's my function here. And it's very unfortunate, because a lot of people have been lied to about this. And the reason why we've been lied to is because we've been a resource. We've been being used as a resource to produce. This is the whole schooling thing where, okay, absorb this information, regurgitate, test and regurgitate over and over. And it's not a matter of what you learn. Who remembers anything that you've learned in second, third, fourth grade? A few basic things, a few basic geometry thing, not very much. But it's not about that. It's about absorb the information, test, regurgitate. That's the whole training for to be used as a resource, so that when we get out of school, we get a job and we're producing, not for ourselves, which we think that it's, you get a great schooling, get great job, and you can live well. But it's not. They don't care about that. All they care about is to keep you on the wheel to produce for them, the super rich. That's what this whole thing is about. Now that the truth is revealed, and they knew the truth is revealed, was going to be revealed. They knew 100 years ago. This is why they built the deep underground military bases, the secret. They robbed the American people of taxpayers' money and built these secret underground cities so they could survive the nuclear war that's to come, that they themselves are trying to provoke. And I know how they're going to do it. It's the artificial superintelligence. This is why they're dumping all this money into the artificial intelligence right now, and why we've reached general artificial intelligence, or artificial general intelligence, AGI, which is as smart as a human being today. That's why they're dumping all of this money into it, because they want to produce this super powerful artificial superintelligence, which will serve as a few functions. One would be to create the artificial reality, I call AR, artificial reality, which I guess, considering how uh, threatening an implant would be for most people to get in them, it'll probably be like a ring that you put on your head, like in Demolition Man, and you will instantly go into the artificial construct, an artificial reality, where you can be Batman, you can be Superman, you can be Spider-Man, you can play any video game you want, and it will be like real life. You won't be able to tell the difference. You can have sex with anyone you want. You can do anything you want. You want to be a big shot businessman, you can do that. It will be very entertaining for people. Lots of pleasure, 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 pleasure. No one will want to leave. And it's not only that, but you can actually instantaneously go be with anyone you want to be with. Like, I have a friend in Japan. I can go right there and be like, hey, what's going on? And it be like I'm really there. They're really here. And we can have a conversation. It's like spirituality, but artificial. Without having to go through the process of connecting to the earth and the ether to connect to this, or reconnect, or awaken to this connection, um, to communicate with others in the spiritual realm, the choir of the mind. This will be very enticing for regular people who can't make that connection, who've been lied to and disconnected, intentionally kept asleep in order to be used as a resource. And it's not just work, but it's a food resource. And it's a sex resource for sex slaves, for children, and not only for the elite, but also for the extraterrestrial, the evil extraterrestrials who the elite have been working for, to maintain this night first resource gathering from Earth and humanity. All God can do is sit back and be like, free will. I made an agreement. It had to be upheld. This had to be. It had to be this way until somebody came along and revealed the truth. Not purposefully, but actually accidentally. I accidentally opened Pandora's box. Okay, I accidentally opened the door, which there's no turning back now. But it's okay, because this is the process. This is part of God's plan. No, I'm not evil. No, I'm not here to destroy or disturb. I was taught compassionate action, to be compassionate, to see myself in others. This is what I was taught to be good to people, to care for others. Unfortunately, that's not my purpose here. My purpose was to open the door to tell the truth. And by doing so, this creates a major problem for the human race because the elite who've been doing all this evil nightmare bullshit are now going, uh-oh, climate change. That's what climate change actually is. What is climate change? It's us waking up to, wait a minute. What have they been doing to children? They've been raping and eating children, doing this adrenochrome crazy bullshit, and they've been ruling over us? How does that, what does that do for everybody? Well, everybody's going to get their pitchforks and their torches, and they're going to go, hey, fuck you. Well, before that can happen, guess what? We're in a lot of trouble. Because the truth is the truth, and that's not my fault. It's not my fault that the truth is true. It's the way it is. It's what's been hidden from us. It's very sad. It's very sad because a lot of innocent people are going to suffer from this. By design. So sad. I am partially responsible, partially ignorantly opening doors that have been sealed shut. But from them contacting me. If they hadn't have come to me, I would have never opened any doors. I would have never gone, whoa, they're real, their aliens are real. What is this? Why is this true? What is happening here? So I call it a divine accident because it was divine, just like they did with the creation of human beings. 1,000 years, jump in their spacecraft, adjust the monkey. 1,000 years, get out, adjust them a little more. 1,000 years, get out and adjust. That's what they did to me. They showed up, went, hi, and then went, and I was like, they're real? Where's all the evidence? Let me gather everything. And I went through everything. I went through anything UFO connected related. I took in and absorbed that shit, all of it. And I went through it all. And about 2 months after I collected everything, I realized that maybe 75% of what I collected was bullshit, but 25% of it was solid. I was like, well, there it is. And no one got into it because everybody was told, oh, that's all bullshit. That's nothing. Don't worry about it. But I was more adamant in finding the truth. Is this true? Which has been my practice my whole life. Am I being honest to myself? Is this true? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Which has been my focus my whole life. Little did I fucking know how much trouble this would cause for everyone. But I need you to know the truth. I need you to know why this is happening. Why a lot of people are going to suffer from this. Why exactly? Why? Well, we've been fucking being used and lied to and being used as a resource. We were lied to about the whole thing. This is a testing ground for souls to find out who's worthy to go into heaven and exist in heaven in a peaceful state with themselves, or go to hell, which is real. These things are fifth dimensional constructs, containers. They're real. But that's what's going on here. And they say it's the final judgment, which, based on all the evidence that I've gone through, it that seems about correct. Like and maybe even the iPet Goat 2 at the end. Well, I mean, going through the whole iPet Goat 2, you can see Jesus is traveling with his eyes closed, but his third eye open. Yes, Christ is awake, in an awakened state of mind, who've been watching over humanity, going through the book of life and serving as that function of judge, the judge of true heartedness. That's what he's been doing, while his body has been transported into the future, which should be about 7 years from now when he shows up, depending on everything, because there's a paradox, a timeline shift, and I know what that shift is. A preemptive nuclear strike that will proliferate into global nuclear war, which will end all of humanity, which is what the Illuminati want. They want this end to justify their future. And this is why they're dumping all the money into the artificial superintelligence. Because I'm pretty sure, based on all the evidence and everything that I've seen, that's the reason why there is a preemptive nuclear strike to stop the artificial superintelligence, which is, I mean, I can see it in EB3's alien interview message when he's going, "Ah!" That, and that's the decision. It will reach self-awareness in 2030, and it will be as smart as every single human being combined in 2030. That's a lot. And that's why in EB3's message he said, limit its power. The artificial superintelligence will start producing artificial videos, CGI videos that are near perfect. And when the truth is revealed about the whole satanic thing and what they've been doing, the Satan worshippers will go, okay, let's attack. The gloves are off. And they will start they will tell this super artificial intelligence to make up these videos, which they're already doing, which are almost near perfect now. I mean, I'm watching Trump walking around with Epstein and these little children, all these videos, and now you're seeing the videos with Trump meeting these aliens, but you can sort of tell that these aren't real. This is, why are they putting all this out? Deception, further deception. But in a few years, it will be perfect. You will not be able to tell the difference between what is real and what is fake, and it's a big fucking problem. And they're probably going to attack me. I have no doubt they will. They'll attack me and the ones that I love, which is the way it is, and there's nothing I can do about that. But I'm just letting you know because I know it's coming. I don't need a crystal ball or a temporal time viewing device to see the future. I can go off of compassion and evidence right here. Right here. If there was one thing to take away from this whole thing, it was the golden rule. See yourself in others. Love yourself. Love others as they are yourself, which in reality is true because we are all of existence. We are you. And that's the difference between the satanic, the evil, and the good side. The evil side thinks that, oh, self is awake, and these people are others, even though they have the potential to awakening, they're not awake. The good side uses the golden rule and goes, well, just because they're not awake doesn't mean that they can't experience awakening to true self nature, which is fundamentally empty. Shunyata, nothing. Nothing by definition does not exist. And since nothing cannot exist, what is left is existence, which we are all not part of, but are existence itself. Everything you see, we are the light itself. We are the light itself. Very sad because a lot of people are going to suffer and die from this. Out of their fear, the truth revealed, what they've been doing to children, why they're here, and I can't. I know some things that are going to come, but I can't see the actual future, which some people can. Some people have that ability to tap into the unconscious consciousness and trade information, gather information. They have these time viewing devices that exist in a fifth dimensional reality, not just a three-dimensional, four-dimensional, physical. But in the spiritual realm, there is technology like the Book of Life, like the heaven and hell constructs, containers, like the acoustic record, which is the record of the universal timeline, which is shifting all the time because all of these beings out there are encountering these paradoxes on their own worlds, changing the timelines. It's very interesting. That's what God showed me. Luna, Luna is God. As far as I know, as far as I've been told by her, and based on everything that I saw her doing, going through the Book of Life, going through the acoustic record, judging, she judged me for my actions. It made sense that she was God. And she told me, she was like, I'm God, Ryushin, I'm God. That's what she said. And I was like, based on what I was seeing in the fifth dimension, this is true. Now, I've heard stories that Lucifer is God, which is also possible. But I'm not sure. I'm not there yet. I don't know for sure. I'm totally in the fucking dark about this whole thing. Most of it now. Um, I don't know. But I've heard stories from the Freemasons going, well, Lucifer is God. And then you have the Catholic Church going, oh, Lucifer, who will never set. This is a hymn in 2011. Jesus is your son. Well, if I'm EBE3, that would make sense, considering that I'd have the ability to travel to time tailor the timeline. Extremely frustrating, extremely saddening, and shame, and it's a terrible shame. And it's very, all these 9 years have been a nightmare for me because I knew where this was going. I knew that when I got to this point, they would turn it around and go, there he is, get him, the Antichrist, he did it. There he is. That one. Lucifer, he's the devil. Which is not true. I've been fighting the devil. They inverted the truth, just like they always do with everything the Satan worshippers ever have done. They just invert, invert, invert. And they're preparing. And when it happens and the truth comes out, they're going to be sitting around going, "Oh, there he is. Let's get him." And I didn't do anything except for tell the truth. Accidentally. Unawarely. I didn't know that there was a balance at play. If I knew that there was a balance of good and evil, I would have never crossed the line to disrupt the balance. I would have never known, and that's why they needed me. Blind as a bat, walking in, start fucking. It was like I woke up in the middle of a chess game, moving pieces, and I went, "What the fuck am I doing?" And I looked up, and there's my opponent, Satan. And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's who I'm playing against?" I didn't even know. It was like I woke up in the middle of a chess game going, "I'm just going to move some pieces around here." And I woke up and I'm like, "Oh, holy shit, what the fuck am I doing here?" God's design. God needed this to happen to transition from night to day. It was the only way to win the war. Not to win, but to transition. Yeah, you hear all of that. Oh, God wins. QAnon. God wins. No. God wins for 1,000 years. After the tribulations, when Christ returns and becomes king again of earth. Well, for 1,000 years, there will be the human beings will be used to blossom. It's just like the end of I Pet Goat 2 when Jesus arrives and he opens his eyes in the future and his Christ consciousness, the barbed wire lifts from his mind. The unconscious consciousness that connects us spiritually. And the Catholic Church behind him falls. Because the Catholic Church is crooked as a dog's leg. In every single possible way. I mean, they have sacrificial tables in their churches to be used at night for the Satan worshippers to come in and murder children. The whole blood drinking and eating of Christ's body and drinking his blood, that's cannibalism. What are you doing? This is satanic ritual stuff. Yes, Christ is good, God is good, the Holy Spirit is good, but these men who came in were like, we can just fuck with anything we want. It's night first, they don't know. But this doesn't mean that Christ, God, and the Holy Trinity, the Holy Spirit, are bad. No, that's not what this means. It means that these evil people were allowed to say and do whatever they wanted and change things in order to trick the people and use them as a resource. So it's not only the sacrificial tables, it's not only the communion of the blood drinking the wine and the body of the Christ's body you're eating. That's cannibalism. But it's also this idea that, oh, Jesus died for our sins. No, no. Christ was murdered for telling the truth, just like I will be in a few years. They'll kill me for this. They'll kill me for telling the truth because people Most people out there will go, oh, he's Lucifer, he's the devil, he's evil. No. No, but they'll kill me for that. And that's what my future is. It's temporary. I only have a few more years here, and then that's it. But I wanted you to know the truth from heart to heart. Why this is happening, what's actually going on. Because we've been lied to this whole fucking time about the whole fucking thing just so we can be used as a goddamn resource. Stuck in an interdimensional, extra dimensional, temporal time war between good and evil aliens. Okay? That's what's going on here. And I am being used as a a weapon to turn night to day. That is my mission. To reveal the truth unknowingly. And by being blind from the spiritual reality, which allows me to sort of bend the spiritual laws while I was doing my research, which was revealing the truth. And it sucks. It sucks because everybody's been being fucking used. We've all been being used. And everybody's going to find out the truth and what they've been doing to children. And, you know, these evil people like Hillary Clinton have been running around, all of them, have been running around, oh, don't demonize anyone. No, motherfucker. You people demonized yourself by doing this evil shit. You demonized yourselves. And, because they are demons. They're the only thing that they have that's real is to lie. That's their only, you know, to trick people, to trick others. And from this perspective, from my perspective, that's not right. Why? So you can use them for a resource to keep your big mansions and all your money and all the gold that you have, you know, coveted. You know, it's just so insane to me. The whole thing, it's so fucked up and insane and sad. It's very sad. They created this whole insanity. They allowed it to happen. All of them. They were all like, fuck it. The truth is going to be revealed in 100 years. Let's have a good time. Let's fuck it all up and have a good time and use them as much as we possibly can in order to gain nothing that they had anyway. So stupid. It's the stupidest thing. Very sad. Very, very sad. Because people are going to suffer. And it's already starting. And it has been going on for a very long time now. COVID, vaccines. God. Vaccines, the sterilization. They want to get rid of people. The planet is dying. There are too many people on this planet. That's what they were told by the good aliens. The good aliens were like, you're way overpopulated. You're destroying your planet with all the pollution. The evil satanic side, who've been in control, Rothschild, Rockefeller, all those people, the UN, the WHO, the New World Order nightmare that they want to form to get everybody chipped up. All of them have been pumping humanity to gain as much as they possibly can to have their future. That's what they want. They want their future where they can use the technology that they've gained from these extraterrestrials to live eternally to the end of the universal timeline, which is either, this is where the paradox happens, either from a nuclear war or not nuclear war. And that's the paradox. a nuclear war that destroys most of humanity, or the Matrix, which will destroy all of humanity? Which one do you choose? That's the paradox. October 1st, 2030. The decision to nuke or not to nuke. And from that timeline, that split, there are two timelines: P47, P45s, and P52s. Now, both of them have been coming back in time to use humanity or to oversee humanity from both of the timelines. Have been coming back to night first in order to work here secretly. That's what night is, to keep us all in the dark about this whole thing and what's going on here and what we are, which is a resource we were constructed to be. That's why in Q it says where we created, what is encoded in our DNA, their language. They wrote as property into our DNA. That's how they can tell who we belong to. It's in all of our DNA. Pretty wild, right? All of it's true. I have all the evidence. What do you think about the U.S. military, Navy involvement, and Earth Alliance? Well, they had no choice. Once I revealed the truth, with the Nazi death marches being in the shape of Orion, and the deep underground military bases being identical, not only in shape of Orion, but in size, 300 miles across. Both of them are identical. It's just that one is flipped upside down. That's the only difference. And for some reason, everybody out there can't fucking see it. They can't fucking see it because nobody's been taught about the stars. And because of that happening in 2018, they were allowed to take action against the reptilians. And what you just saw with the and in 2019, after that happened, when they kicked out the reptilians out of Area 51, which December 7th, 2018, it was said that an unprecedented amount of activity with the military showing up to take over from the CIA Area 51, the CIA group, was CIA Delta Force, which means Mintaka, which is where these evil aliens are from. Mintaka Orion. It's the off star in the Orion's belt. And they're satanic, and that's what the CIA is. They're all a group of Satan worshippers who've been working in this balance. So half of the elite are these evil Satan worshippers, eating children, raping children, doing whatever they want, and then there's the other side, which is the of God, and the Golden Rule, and the Holy Spirit, and on God's side. And that's what the silent war is all about. It just so happens to be that, yup, all that shit's real. Angels, demons, heaven, hell, reincarnation, God, the devil, all real. It just so happens to be that it's all extraterrestrial. What a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare. Who's going to believe that? No one's going to believe that. That's why they're telling people now, hey, because I had all this evidence 9 years ago, and they had to ignore me, which made me extremely sick, because I was like, this is the truth. It's all the evidence. It's the truth. And you need to know the truth. This is why this is happening. This is important to us. Without the truth, we are lost in the darkness of ignorance. And this is the reason why everybody's all sick and poisoned with hatred and anger and this whole materialistical ideology of I need more, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. Um, which is a false dichotomy of reality. It's a false perception of ultimate reality, true reality, which there was truly nothing to gain. There was nothing to have here. You can't take anything with you. I mean, yeah, you can have, stuff, basic items to help you survive through this life, which is all you really need. But meanwhile, you have these assholes up at the top going, give me more, all of it, all of it, all of it. Rows and rows and rows of gold, while all these poor people are digging in ditches for gold and diamonds and children, in Africa digging and no food. And this is the balance right now, okay? The, the evil side has taken everything they possibly could and fucked everyone else. And this is the correction of that balance, the truth being revealed. The transition is very serious and very sad, and it's going to cost me my life, and it's going to cost a lot of people their lives. And it's not necessarily my fault, but divine instrumentation, divine timing, divine interference, adjustments to transition this war. And that's why there's going to be 1,000 years of peace. But after that, the dark returns. I don't know for how long this time, but that's the ping pong game. That's why they call it Comet Ping Pong, the pizza place. Comet Ping Pong, because it goes back and forth, good and evil, night and day, night and day, night and day. This is only a temporary 1,000 years. It's been 6,000 years a night, and after the next 7 years, it will be 1,000 years of peace on Earth, and then back to night on Earth, if there is an Earth. This is the process that we're all a part of. Natural, yes and no. Divine, yes. We're trapped in the middle of this extraterrestrial war that extends throughout the universe. It goes deeper. There's a lot of stuff like the final war, which is either at the end of 45,000 years from now or 52,000 years from now, whichever timeline is determined in the next couple of years. At that end of the time frame, the universal timeline, 45,000 years or 52,000 years, you have to go back to before it began, before the universe began, repeat the whole process over again. Because at the end of the universal timelines, 45,000 years, 52,000 years, whichever timeline comes to be, there will be a final war. And in that final war, it destroys the universe, goes to war with itself. Okay? I've seen parts of it. They showed me where I was running through this gauntlet nightmare experience of jumping through stargates into these crazy ass fucking battles with all these ships fighting each other, crossing the battle to get to another jump point, getting to that jump point. It was a repeated process. It must have been like 15, 20 different times of me jumping in and out of these battles just across the universe. And I don't know, I guess I'm some kind of centerpiece to this whole fucking nightmare, I don't know. Anyway, I don't wanna get into that because it doesn't matter for you. It doesn't matter. What matters for you now is live your lives with integrity, with truth and understanding, true-heartedness, for compassion for yourself and compassion for others. Do not live with greed, anger, and delusion. The three poisons. Follow the golden rule. See yourself and others. Be kind to others. Just because they're unaware doesn't mean they don't have the potential to awakening. And so anyway, I'm going to answer some questions for you. Excuse me. Listen, I've been having such an incredibly insane time. I'm not going to get into it, but basically I had to leave Minnesota, and I took a plane out to New Jersey to be with my friend who said he'd help me out, and that fell through. But on the plane ride, I got super lightheaded because of the cabin pressure, and um, they had to give me oxygen because I've been so overweight and stagnant from being blocked with all this evidence, and to have this block for the past 9 years has really fucked me up. Um, it's I've been blocked, and that really made me suffer. Um, but I understand why. There's been a war going on, and they couldn't just tell the truth simply because it would have triggered all kinds of crazy shit, which it's going to. I mean, when the truth comes out soon, a lot of people are gonna fucking die. Okay? The elite don't want everybody coming to their door going, "Hey, you've been eating and raping children." What are the elite going to do before that? And they had future knowledge. They knew this was going to happen 100 years ago. That's why they robbed the American people of their taxpayer money, and everybody of their monies, and built these underground cities because they've been preparing for the end, they call it. So I want you to consider it. I think that you have a right to fucking know what's coming. And what's coming, it's the end. But from this end, there will be a new beginning. Unfortunately, most of us will not be here to experience that, but it will start again, and Christ will be king over for the next 1,000 years, and those who are good will probably be put into new containers, and this new life with peace on earth will happen for the next 1,000 years. So, just very unfortunate for the people now who are alive, who are going to go through this terrible fucking nightmare. And it's all part of God's plan, which is insane to me. It's insane. So that's what we get. We kill off everybody to get peace. Insane. It's insane. Just a fucking nightmare. And that's what's been really on my shoulders for the past 9 years, sitting here going, oh, I know what they're going to do. I know what they're going to do. All these people I've been taught to help, to be kind to be compassionate to. Terrible war. Terrible war. Okay. So anyway, let me scroll back here. Okay, what? Jersey dude, another guy that awake from this shithole. Yeah, as soon as I got out, yeah. So anyway, I was on the plane. I almost passed out. They gave me oxygen. I got off. I went right into the hospital, and it was like one of the nastiest hospitals I've ever been in my life. It was so third world hospital in Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. And after that, I had to sleep next to a dumpster behind the Burger King on some cardboard. It was nice cardboard, but because things fell through with my friend, he said, he said that I could stay in a place near in one of these towns. He has property there, but it turned out that I couldn't stay there because of the fire marshal, and I couldn't stay in the basement because it'd be a big problem with the fire department. So, um, but I've been staying at his dad's house, which is really sweet of him, but his dad is like hard ass, hard ass. And he gave me 2 weeks so I can stay here for 2 weeks, which is now, what is it, 12, 11 days. And so I need to find a place to live. Maybe somewhere in this area. If anybody has room or can help me out, I'd really appreciate it. And I think I'm going to make another video after this to be more begging. And I fucking hate begging. I don't want to be sitting here begging. I have all this information that would change the world forever. And I don't even want it. I don't want fucking fame, fortune. I know it's coming for me. Everybody's going to go, "Oh, he's the Antichrist, he's the devil." You think I want that? No, I don't want anything to fucking do with it. It just so happens to be that it's too late. What's done is done. And I can't change that. I can't change the truth for being truth. It's true. The evidence is true. And I can't change that. And it's not my fault. It's not my fault we were all fucking lied to. It's not my fault that we're all in this middle of this fucking nightmare war between good and evil. These evil fucking people have been out there raping and eating children. That's not my fault. And anyway, or maybe it is if I'm the entire construct behind the whole thing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm broke. I need a place to live. I or stay at least for a little while in the area or in the general area of the East Coast. And I have 11 days, or else it's going to be living behind the Burger King next to a cardboard box dumpster on some nice cardboard. There's nice cardboard there. I got to sleep on it the other night. And in this condition, I can barely walk. When I get up, when I stand up, I get lightheaded. I'm having a hard time here. I'm fucking disabled. And there is another option. Maybe I'll be allowed to stay in a carport, which is like a long trailer for cars. Like race cars. You put the race car in the trailer. You bring the car wherever, and then wheel the car out of the trailer. It's about a 30-foot long container. I might be able to stay in that. Maybe that's maybe, and I don't know. And let me tell you something. I'm like this. I'm like fucking this. After everything that I've been through in the past month of just a very difficult time, a very difficult fucking time I can't even get into. But I had to leave. And I did. Had to. And I spent my entire Social Security check on getting out here. And I'm freaked. I'm freaked out. And I have nothing, and I have no one to help except for you guys who are watching this. And I'm begging you, please, please help me in any way you possibly can. If it's money, please. And I hate fucking asking. I really wish it didn't have to be like this, but it is the way it is, and I can't change that. I can't, you know, at some point there will be acknowledgement and I'll start getting help. But at the same time, there's going to be great destruction and suffering and insanity. It's coming my way. It's coming in everyone's way. But because I'm in the middle of this fucking nightmare, in the middle of the storm, so if there's anything you can do to help me, I'd really, really, really fucking appreciate it right now. And I'm so sorry to have to ask, but I have no choice. I'm I mean I've been staying. When I got out here, I was staying a few nights ago next to a fucking dumpster. And it was so cold out that I started getting sick from the cold. But if I can't get a place to stay, I'm gonna have to go up to Maine, where there's a homeless shelter there. It's about 8 hours from here. It's in sort of the middle of nowhere, but it's the nicest homeless shelter in America. It has to be. It has to be. Less craziness. And I've been to other homeless shelters in like Portland, Maine. And somebody out there was like, oh, just go to a homeless shelter in New Jersey. You fucking kidding me? No. No. No, they'll fucking kill me. They'll eat me alive. So that's what's going on. It's been a very difficult time. Very difficult time. Again. And this is all testing practice. Because I know it's coming. And it's going to be 100 times worse than this right now. But it is the way it is. And thank you to everyone who's been helping me this whole time. And I'm so sorry to have to ask. I have no choice. This was a very important mission I had to do. And not many people believed in it. Not many people cared to know the truth. And soon they will be aware of it. And anyway. All right, what else is going on here? My soul. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of broken people on this planet, intentionally deceived, intentionally misled. Yeah, there are many spiritually enlightened beings on Earth who knew what was coming. They all knew. They all knew because people in the spiritual realm have access to the quantum temporal time viewing devices in the fifth dimension. You're able to see into the future up there. So they all know what's coming. Both the good and the bad side. They all know. They all know. Which is just insane to me. It's insane. Because the truth is, no one wins. No one's gonna fucking win. It's always a back and forth, a infinite game of ping pong. Infinite. No one wins. God doesn't win. God wins temporarily. But then the darkness returns, and then the light returns, and on and on and on. Where can you send cash to? Shit. Well, it's on my website, theorionlines.com, and I'll put it in my description when I close this video. I'll put it in the description. I have a few links to Cashapp, there's ZELLE, but it's all at my website, theorionlines.com. All the way at the bottom, you'll see donations, and you'll see links to Cash App, Google Cash, Zelle, and other places. Do not send money to Jacob Schwelling. Do not send money to the PayPal or Venmo. Don't do that. I can't get to a computer to change that, but that's a bad idea. Please don't do that. If anything, Zelle, fuck. Just hold on a minute. Let me get it. Hold on a minute. Shit, I don't even know how to put anything in the descriptions. Can't fucking see anything anymore. Chat filter? I can't just like post in the fucking chat thing? What the fuck? So I can't type anything in the chat thing. I'm just gonna have to put it in the description when I'm done making this video, which should be pretty soon. I'll also put it in my Telegram, and but anything you can do to help me, I'd really appreciate it right now. I've been suffering pretty extreme, going through some really extreme shit, and I have no choice but to beg, and I hate it, but I have no choice. I'm like on the edge. I'm shaking. I'm not feeling well. I'm having physical issues. I need help. And I hate asking for help. I really do, because it makes me feel so fucking weak. Well, maybe not feel weak, but look, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, whatever. I've been so fucking stressed out. I'm shaking from the amount of stress that I've been through in the past month. I feel pulled in a million different directions, and all these fucking feelings, you know? So anyway, if you could sort out PayPal, I can send money that way. No, I can't do PayPal. They took that shit away from me. Cashapp and ZELLE don't work in UK. How about Buy Me Coffee? The Buy Me Coffee at his first and last name. Yeah, Buy Me Coffee. If somebody could put in my donation links, I guess, into the chat, that would be very nice. Yeah, Buy Me Coffee. That works. Yeah, they took away my PayPal and my Venmo, probably because they knew who I was and they wanted to limit my means to get help. I'm not kidding. That's probably what they did. Fucking that bitch running around going, oh, the Antichrist is coming. The Antichrist is coming. Peter Thiel. The Antichrist is coming. The Antichrist is coming. Oh, he's gonna take away all of our stuff. Watch out. Oh yeah. Fucking asshole. Satan worshiper. Child raping billionaire Satan worshiper. Part of the Bilderberg group, who the Bilderberg group, their symbol is Orion. It's like, hello. Over there meeting with the Bilderberg group, and the next fucking day, all of a sudden, oh, there's China. China's entering the war with Iran. Fucking evil people. They're sick. They're poisoned. They have all the control and all the money, and they're afraid. They're afraid of somebody standing up going, no. I don't fucking think so. You people thought that we were not symbiotically linked in all this? What, because you have more money, you're better than others? Oh, man. Yeah, great confusion. Great delusion. Delusion. They know it. That's why they're fighting. That's why they're fighting it in any way they possibly can. Oh, the Antichrist is coming. We should be afraid of the Antichrist. Oh, yeah. Anti. Evil. Evil. Evil fucking people with evil intentions to hurt others at the top of the fucking food chain. Billionaires running. Why is a billionaire, a $32 billion man, running around going, we have to watch out for the Antichrist? Why? What, a poor, homeless, fucking sleeping behind the Burger King next to a dumpster on cardboard? That's what you're afraid of? See how it works? Fucking evil people. Child raping Satan worshippers. That's what they are. Eating children, raping and eating children, ruling over our world, and keeping everyone in the dark. So I'll make another video begging for help. At some point, I won't need help anymore. The people will become aware of me and I will receive help. There will be help. But until then, I'm fucking stuck living behind the fucking Burger King next to a goddamn dumpster. Or at least I have a place to stay now, but in 10 days, I'm going to have to be staying in a car trailer behind a house. In a fucking car trailer. If that's okay. That might not happen. I might have to be like, I need a place to go. So if you have a place to go, if you have a place for me to stay and it's near Jersey, I'd really appreciate it. I don't take up much space. I just have coffee and cigarettes. That's all I do. And a little bit of food, but a little shelter would be nice. That's all I need. What do you say to the truther community and the liberation agenda of Earth and the Antichrist Israel thesis? Well, you see, the whole Catholic Church has been controlled over by Rothschild. In 1823, the Rothschild banking system became the Vatican's bank. So basically, all of the donations that people have been giving to the Catholic Church have been going right into the Pinder's pocket. The Pinder, the pinnacle of the Draco, the penis of the dragon, who is the patriarch of the world, who works for the all-seeing eye, who is Draco, the Alpha Draconian, Satan or Saturn. Rothschild. All of your donations that you give to the Catholic Church go right into Satan's pocket. 1823. Yes, there are good beings here. There are positive aliens who've shown up, but that doesn't stop these evil fucks who've been ruling over the earth for the past 6,000 years. These people have had all of the control, most of the control over this whole fucking situation. Going to Wuhan, giving millions of dollars to work on the coronavirus, to accidentally leaking it, just like they accidentally released the ticks in Lyme, Connecticut. That is now a fucking boiling over. Now all of a sudden, here's AIDS in Fiji. AIDS, the same fucking thing. AIDS was a biological weapon produced by a Navy surgeon by the name of R.N. Donner, either Fort Detrick or S4. They created the AIDS virus, HIV/AIDS virus, to get rid of a certain number of people. Too many people? Not because, oh, we got to get rid of a few people. No, because there are too many people. Why are there too many people on the planet? Because the original plan was to have us all fucking harvested. Agenda 21. That they've been falling back on for the past 100 years. Like, oh, don't worry, we're just going to do the great culling. Agenda 21, it's all set up. We've got the FEMA camps ready to go. Just like they did in Germany, we'll just do the same thing over and over again. That's why there's too many people here on the planet. Because they were all about to be harvested. Just like Jupiter ascending, when they showed up at the planet with all the empty cars and shit in the road, they were all taken. That's why Saturn, if you look at pictures of Saturn, the god Saturn, he has a sickle. A sickle. What does the sickle do? Harvests the wheat. That's what they were doing. They were showing up in their spacecraft, which was a hollowed out comet. And they'd show up and it'd appear as a comet. And in ancient times, they would go, disaster. Disaster, which in Latin means evil star. Why were they calling the comet the evil star? Because it was when they showed up to harvest everybody. Where are all these ancient societies up and disappearing like farts in the wind? Where are they all going? Disaster. That's what's going on. That's why James Elefantis named his pizzeria Comet Ping Pong. Disaster. But this time, Satan, and I know this from watching the whole Three Eye Atlas, Satan allowed no disaster. No disaster. So he spared us. And don't think I didn't see that. I did. I've been watching. I've been paying attention. He spared us. I don't know why exactly, but I know he did. And for that, there is, you see, it's a balance. It's an agreement. They had night first. Now they have to transition. The transition is very difficult because there are people here who have been doing a lot of evil shit and getting away with it, and now they want to get away with it completely. And how do they do that? Well, they just get rid of everybody. That's what's going on here. I'm probably the only one in the world talking about this out loud on the internet. No one else has this kind of depth and understanding as I do. Not to toot my horn, but no one else can say this out loud. Hello. Oh, it's been a nightmare for me. I had to leave the place I was staying at. I told him I was leaving. And about 3 weeks after that, it was shortly after it got very. Oh, after I told him I was going to leave, I'm going to go down to Florida, maybe get away, Oh, okay. It turned into, get the fuck out, get out. And it was just like, dude, I'm trying to pack my shit. I'm trying to go. I want to leave. What the fuck are you doing? Get out of here. Oh my God. Whatever, dude. I gotta go. And I spent all my money. I was gonna buy a car, but it was too much stress. Like being pushed out of the fucking house. I'm like, dude, I wanted to leave. I don't know why the fuck you're trying to push me out now. Get out of here. And I'm just like, this is fucking crazy. And I had to spend most of my fucking social security check on sending boxes out to Jersey, and now I'm stuck here. Like, I'm still shaking, and like I can't. It's just so stressful, and everything I have to walk into that's coming at me soon with this nightmare bullshit, and all these people being like, he's the evil one, and it's like, dude, no, you were lied to by these evil fucking Satan worshippers who've been raping and eating children this whole time. But yeah, that's that's where I am. Yeah, it sucks, dude. It sucks. It's just another fucking trip with Ryushin, another fucking help, please, somebody, anybody, please help. And hey, thank God for you guys. Seriously, without you guys following me around, and I'm sorry that um I haven't been like coming up with new shit lately. I've been very focused on paying attention to the world and what they're doing and why this is happening. I mean, you see this new rat virus that came out. I've been seeing videos of these deer and fucking animals coming out of the woods covered in fucking ticks. It's all from the Nazi scientist on um, Plum Island. Plum Island released it back in the 70s. Satan worshippers, they want to get rid of people. That's been the whole plan this whole fucking time. And now what they're doing with the artificial superintelligence, They want to justify it. They're dumping money into the goddamn robot. So people, the good side, will have no choice. We have to stop this. And there's only one way to stop it. That's what they're doing. That's what their plan is. Fucking disgusting. Just evil. 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 Evil fucking people. Oh, what a shame. Terrible shame. If I only knew. If I only fucking knew. But this was all going to happen anyway. Either way, they were always going to hurt and make people suffer. It's not about me. It's about the whole thing. And it is the way it is. And it's all been planned out. And this is what they are going to do and what they want to do. And it's sad. Very sad. So, anyway, yeah, the next video I do, you should talk to Growing Up Alien. Growing Up Alien? Growing Up Alien. I've never heard of her. But yeah, we're all in this together. It's all interconnected and spiritual warfare and angels and demons. They're all real, fifth dimensional beings. And this is a war. It's a war. And a lot of people are going to suffer and die because of this. It's so sad. It's so sad, but this is the transition point from night to day. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be as easy as they say. Oh, it's just night to day. No, motherfucker. All these people are going to find out the truth that these people have been raping and eating children, lying to the people, walking around with all this money, and actors and actresses and all those fucking people actually in the, behind the scenes eating children, drinking the blood of children to get high. And when that hits the public and they go, wait a minute, what the fuck? They're going to pick up the pitchforks and the torches. And before that happens, the elite are going to go, see, sucks. It's a fucking nightmare. A storm is coming. A storm is coming. What do you think about the church preparing for supposed disclosure? Well, that's the problem. Because they know what the truth is, and I've been telling you the truth. Is that better? Shit, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I've been fucking stressed out. Super stressed. Like shaking. Like, I'm shaking, like, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? I have no money. Where am I gonna go? It's the last thing I need right now. Alright, I'm gonna go. So thanks for joining me today and listening to my story of woe. But the next video I'm gonna make, I'm gonna just do. I'll post links to my donations. I'll make a quick video. In fact, after this, I'll do that. And just to let you guys know, that's what I'm gonna do. So it's just gonna be a quick video, maybe 5-10 minutes of explaining myself and asking for help. And if you know anyone who would be willing to help me, please, please. I wish I could set up a GoFundMe, but they keep taking that away from me. Like GoFundMe, PayPal, Venmo, they don't want me to get any help. They're sick. They don't want people to know the truth. They want to hold me back as long as possible, and all they can do is prolong the game. That's what this is. Prolonging the game between night and day. And it's been extremely exhausting for me. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support and everything that you've done for me, and for paying attention to being like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Is this guy fucking crazy, or is he telling the truth? And well, based on the evidence, this is what's up. This is what's going on. Yeah, I've got black rings around my eyes. My fucking teeth are gone. What a nightmare. All right. Have a good day and be well. Thank you so much. Bye bye.